Hello, RedhawkTV. I'm Andrew Relvis.
And I'm Emmy Husted, and today we are here with travel writer and TV personality Rick Steves.
Thank you for coming out.
I'm happy to be here.
So first, I wanted to ask you, what was your inspiration for traveling and experiencing different cultures all across the world?
You know, I probably never would have traveled had not my dad, who is a piano tuner, decided to import pianos from Germany. And he came home, or I came home from school one day and he said, "Son, we're going to Germany to see the piano factories." And I thought, that's a crazy idea. But it was actually pretty cool. So I lived in Seattle, went to Germany, went to see relatives in Norway, and I got over there and I realized, wow, I could explore the world. It's my playground. And I've been doing that ever since.
And you take your travel experiences all across the world. What inspired you, I know you were talking about your dad just now, to turn that into a television show?
You know, all I want to do is teach the lessons I learned from my travels so other people can learn from my mistakes rather than their own and have a better trip.
Right.
So I started doing that, just giving talks. And then I had a really good talks, and I thought I'll just write the talks down and make a book out of it. So I had a book. And when you write a book, people think you're an expert, whether you are or not. And that sort of let me build my momentum in my career as a travel teacher. And then I met people that wanted to make it a TV show. And I thought, well, I'll give it a whirl. I didn't know if it would ever work. But that was 1990, I think. And it was fun to be in Europe sharing my favorite places. All I like to do is find good places and share them. If I can do that with a guidebook or with a talk or with a TV show, sign me up.
And then you mentioned guidebooks. Why did you want to create these travel books and share different cultures with people all across the world?
You know, even when I was your age, traveling around just as a student, it occurred to me it's really important for Americans to get out and broaden their perspectives through travel. Some people are fortunate to be able to travel. Other people, they need to take the initiative to travel themselves. But if I could make it less expensive and less scary and less overwhelming just by being their globe-trotting guinea pig, I would do it. And yeah, so I started doing that when I was in school. And I realized, wow, I really struck something here. There's really a need for somebody to go over there and make all the mistakes and take careful notes and learn from that experience and bring it home and help people travel. So I've been doing the same thing for a long time, let's just put it that way. And I'm doing the same thing now I was doing when I was a student. I just have 100 colleagues that work with me, and I have technology beyond my wildest dreams to amplify my teaching. And I run my business measuring its profitability, not on how many dollars are in the bank at the end of the year, but how many trips do I impact. And that's a good business trick anyways. You make more money when you have that, when you're mission driven. We are mission driven. My whole mission with my 100 workmates at Rick Steves Europe is to equip and inspire Americans to venture beyond Orlando.
And you heavily focus on local cultures and experiences. Why do you focus on those versus just hitting the major tourist attractions?
I want travel to be transformational. You can go and just have a checklist, a bucket list, and say, oh, now I've seen the Eiffel Tower, now I've seen the Leaning Tower, now I've seen the Tower of London. But did you learn anything, you know? And each of those, when I just said Eiffel Tower, Leaning Tower, Tower of London, each of them is a festival of learning opportunities. And I like to be a tour guide. And I believe the more understanding you bring to your sightseeing, the more fun it'll be to see. And that's why I'm here. I just found my niche. I'm really lucky I found my niche.
And you've been all across the world, all across Europe. Has there been a favorite destination or a favorite cuisine that you've enjoyed?
Well, my favorite country is India. And that surprises people because all I do is talk about Europe.
Right.
But India is what humbled my cultural self-assuredness. I thought I knew what it was all about. But after going to India, I realized I thought I knew what music was, but I didn't. I knew what Western music was. And I thought it was the people who used spoons and forks were like that was the norm. And then I realized, no, a man in India told me, a third of the people on this planet eats with a spoon and a fork like you, a third of the people eat with chopsticks, and a third of the people eat with their fingers like me. And he said, and we're all civilized just the same. And I thought, whoa, that's cool. We're all civilized just the same. He was right. I thought less of him because he ate with his fingers. And he had a spoon and a fork. He could use a spoon and a fork, but he really had this feeling that God gave you these fingers to nourish yourself. And it was just a holistic thing to do. Now, I'm not going to go home and eat with my fingers, but I have a greater respect now for people that do. And I would just want to live my life with that kind of curiosity and that kind of openness. And then I can annoy Americans who tend to be ethnocentric and inspire them and equip them to get out there and get to know the world.
And now you just shared another way you can connect with the locals. How much do you recommend that and it transcending people's travel experiences?
Oh, it's all about meeting locals.
Yeah.
I like to say people carbonate your travel experience. You don't want to just go all over these wonderful places and hang out with other Americans. You got to connect with locals, and that's the mark of a good traveler. You know, they want to meet us too. So it's it's important to remember, we are just as interesting to the people in faraway lands. We're just as interesting to them as they are to us. So if you take the initiative, and that's one thing Americans are good at, is being casual and comfortable, breaking the ice, it becomes a beautiful thing for all involved. There's a lot of very, America's filled with fear these days. I remember when people said, bon voyage, and now they always say, have a safe trip. I just don't like it when people say have a safe trip. If you tell me you have a safe trip, I'll say, well, you have a safe stay at home. Why do people worry about, you know, it's statistically it's safer to travel than it is to stay at home, I think. And the world will be a safer place if we all traveled. So I want people not to be afraid. The flip side of fear is understanding, and we gain understanding when we travel. So there's a lot of people in our society now that are afraid and they want to build walls. And the sad irony is if you build walls in order to be safe, you're not going to be safe. It's going to make you, in the long term, more endangered. What we need to do if we really want to have a world where our children are safe is build bridges. And that's my theme when I travel, building bridges.
And then lastly, do you have any future plans or future destinations that you're going to visit?
People think you get to travel all this time, but I'm a workaholic. I go to Europe to update my guidebooks, to find new places, to write them up. So I've got a 50-day research trip coming up in about a month, and I'm just going to be traveling alone. Every day I'll be working with local guides all around Europe, updating my guidebooks. So, you know, where I want to go is not where I'm going. I love where I'm going, but I'm going there to make my guidebooks better and to make new TV shows and to work on my tour program. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm really lucky that I get joy out of that. It's endlessly challenging and entertaining and inspiring. And you get meet a lot of cool people, see a lot of great art, eat a lot of great food, and drink wonderful wine.
That's all the time we have for you. Thank you again for making it to Miami, Mr. Steves.
You can call me Rick, and happy travels.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram and YouTube at RedhawkTV MU.